What it do, people? It's your boy Leveled Head back with another video. Yes, sir. I'm back. I'm ready. I'm ready to get it in. I'm talking about a 15 to 20 minute rant. I'm talking about going in, getting some stuff off my chest and out my mind and into your ears, the listener and viewing audience. Yes, I'm ready to do it. I'm ready to go in. Now, as you can see, I got my boy Mr. Frosty sweating. Because he's watching that Wind Waker on that gamepad right there. He just sweating it up to just get him all hot and bothered. But let's see what he talking about. Yeah, he talking good as usual. And like I said, you see Wind Waker on that gamepad looking all good. So anyway, let me plug this stuff real quick before I get into it. As you can see, the Wind Waker. I got this game. This game looked every bit as good as the imagery that you see before your eyes suggests. My daughter came down here the other day just to prove a point. My daughter loves watching cartoons on the Disney channels, Disney Junior with Mickey Mouse Club and all them other cartoons I gotta watch. And she don't typically sit and watch me play video games. She typically see me playing video games. She typically go back upstairs and ask Mom to put on Mickey Mouse. You know what I'm saying? But she came down here. She saw me playing Wind Waker. So she just plops up in the seat, puts her hands under her head, lays, and just eyes get blinking. She glued on the screen and she all into it, dancing and everything. And I'm like, wow. Because this game looks that good, people. This is a remake, not an upscale. This is a remake, meaning they took the models of Link and all the different characters and they remade them and fashioned them in HD, rebuilt them up, retooled them, the skin and everything. Now, when you look at the game, because the GameCube game still stands up to the test of time, yeah, it looks good even today on the GameCube. But it don't look like what it looked like on the Wii U. So you need to do yourself a favor and cop this game. Also, go cop this game. People, this game right here is tough. If you follow me on Miiverse, you see all the pictures I've been uploading, all the different fights I've been into, man, it just don't stop. It's epic battle after epic battle. Non-stop action. I'm talking about mega bosses. I'm talking about just grand scale enemies, dude. And it's just dope. I mean, whether you're manipulating the different symbols with the touchpad or the gamepad or the touch screen, however you want to say that. I'm sorry, I'm not talking about the PlayStation 4 and the touchpad. I mean the green screen. If you manipulate it on the screen or whether you're doing it with the analog stick, you got to be precise. You got to know what you're doing. It don't let you cheat. You better be glad it got unlimited continues because you will be dying a whole lot. That's why they was trying to, it's a lot of these journalists, and we're going to get into that later, try to get us a bad score because they don't know how to play games. They forgot. Anyway, pick up the wonderful 101. This is a dope game. And also go cop this as well, Pikmin 3. If you like managing and being accountable and responsible, this is the game for you. And if you just like gorgeous graphics and you just like something that's a little bit different, you know what I'm saying, this is the game for you. Now, it's a sad thing. I'm going to tell you right now, it's a sad thing when you send your beautiful, helping Pikmin back to the ship with fruit and different items that you have found on your traversing of the Pikmin land, or Earth. And you decide to stay out in the world and continue to search for stuff, and you let the time run out and it cuts to the scene where you flying off into space. And it shows the ground and you see 25 to 30 Pikmin come out of nowhere because some kind of way they got held up on their way back to the ship. It's a sad thing, people. So you got to be accountable. I had to start the game over or start that day over because I was not about to let that be on my conscience, on my heart, that I let 25 to 30 Pikmin die because of my negligence. No, I couldn't do it. This is the type of game this is. Blue, yellow, red. Rock Pikmin, Flying Pikmin. It's just a beautiful game. So go cop those games. If you own a Wii U, do yourself a favor. Now, I told you I've been on this go since Friday, people. Since Friday. Now, I tried to make this video Friday. Couldn't get it done. Tried to make it yesterday. Couldn't get it done. Then, lo and behold, I'm watching that boy Nintendo, and he got a video and a title almost identical to mine. Like, man, should I even make it? But he didn't hit all the points. He didn't go quite down the road I'm trying to go down, but he made some good points, and he brought up some legit stuff in this video called Nintendo versus the World. If you subscribe to him, please go check him out. If I get a chance to, when I upload this, I'm going to have to run out and come back. I leave a link to his channel in the description down below. Go check out his video. Also, the dude that got me going, like I told you, I've been going since Friday. Mr. C Fine Coco had a video by the name of I'm Tired of the Foolishness. Now, I'm pretty sure a lot of y'all don't follow C Fine Coco. He don't have a big following. He don't have a whole bunch of subscribers. He don't have 30 likes, like the Shokes and, 2 like the Dr. Trays, the 2000s. He don't have, a lot of these people, but I follow him, because he say what he feel and he mean what he say. And I like that. He ain't worrying about you thumbing him up. He ain't worrying about you commenting. He gonna keep uploading his videos and he gonna keep sharing his point of view. And I like that. And I was enjoying listening to him. He was talking about a few individuals in this YouTube gaming community. And I'm not gonna go into all that, but he kind of isolated to that and the foolishness and the nonsense that go on in this community and in gaming in general. But he got me going. He got me all stirred up and itching to make a rant. Now, I ain't done one of these since the podcast started with my boy Mr. L Live 08. If you don't know him, go subscribe to him as well. And go subscribe to C Fine Coco. I'm gonna try to leave a description in the description. I'm gonna try to leave links to their channels and all that. I'm gonna try to do that. Even if I don't do it today, it'll pop up in there before it's all said and done. But anyway, I haven't done one of these in so long. I felt like I need to. I need to get back to what my subscribers, all 908, 909, how many it is y'all are. And I salute every one of y'all. I appreciate every last one of y'all for, subscribing to me. I really enjoy it. But I was like, I got to get back on what I do as far as my personal channel, because what we finna do is we about to create a channel solely for the podcast, and we're about to try to get the podcast on iTunes. So y'all be staying tuned for that. But so I'm finna get it in, man. So that's been about 7 minutes and 34 seconds. So let's get it in. I told you I've been on that go since Friday. So the name of this video, the title of this video is Nintendo versus the Gaming Industry. Not just talking about Sony and Microsoft. I'm talking about the gaming industry as a whole. Third-party developers, gaming media, journalists, and analysts. All the different websites that you can go to. Everything that covers gaming. It seems like it's Nintendo versus all of them. When you have a person like the dude from EA Hillman or something like that, I think that's his last name, Richard Hillman or something like that, talking about Miyamoto is falling on the job. Why do you gotta call? What reason do you have, and what status do you have to even utter that type of statement about Miyamoto? This man has not made a game that has failed. Even his worst game that he made, which was Wii Music, sold 2 million copies. How you gonna say something about this man? This man is legendary. He's the one who made Mario, Zelda, and all these different titles that we all know influenced every other game that has been made. How you gonna say something about this dude? How is he falling off the job? What game have you made? What have you done? You know what I'm saying? Who are you? We don't even know who you are before you uttered his name. What are you talking about? What are you doing? But this is the nonsense. This is the stupid stuff that go on. And you have not one journalist, not one person that's supposed to be a journalist, that's supposed to be true and blue to what they do and what they call themselves, say anything about this. Let them have said that about somebody at Sony. Let them have said that about somebody at Microsoft. First of all, you would have never heard about the story. 2, you would have had 1 or 2 of these cats shooting shots fired at them and all that because they dared to say somebody at Sony is falling on the job or somebody at Microsoft is falling on the job. But when they bring up Reggie or they bring up Iwata or they bring up Miyamoto, it's all fair game because that's Nintendo. So it's crazy, right? You got these third party. One moment, the system isn't strong enough. You got Dice and Frostbite engine. The Wii U isn't strong enough to handle these games. Forget about the unprecedented relationship you and EA and Nintendo had, but the game is not powerful enough. The system is not powerful enough, not strong enough to handle this engine. But then you got somebody like Crytek who comes out with an engine that's either on par or even stronger than, the Frostbite engine. So that just debunks that whole argument. So then they change it to, well, the install base is not there. We'll release games on the Wii U when the install base get there. But hold up. A lot of these people saying that. You got the game, what is that today they just announced? Injustice. Injustice, one of the two. The fighting game with Superman and Batman and Wonder Woman. I never bought that game. The game just didn't look that good to me. And, so I didn't buy it. But, they releasing the ultimate version or the, super duper version or whatever. And, like it always happened, it's not coming to the Wii U. Pretty sure they're going to use the install base is not there. But wait a minute. You're putting it on the Vita. The Vita. Yeah, that system that's been dead for about a year now. That system that's already showing decay. The system that you can see the skin and the face falling. Yeah, that system. The system that should have been in the grave. You put it on that system. A 2-year-old system. You put it on that system with no install base. Or install base just maybe a million more than the Wii U. But you can't bring it to the Wii U. So we know it ain't power. We know it ain't the install base. So what is it? What is it really? Right? Now let's look at this. Grand Theft Auto 5 came out to crazy sales, right? Sold 16 million in a day or two. $1 billion something they made off of this game. Right? Now, they sold it on two systems, the Xbox 360 and the PlayStation 3. Combined together, they have an installed base of 160 something million install base. So, 16 million in a day or two is about 10 to 11% of the install base bought the game. Now, the game is sitting about at 20 to 25 million right now. So, it went up, but, that's over a couple more weeks. But initially it sold 16 million. That was the talk. That was all everybody was talking about. How Grand Theft Auto just took the world by storm, which is sold in every region, every country, that it could be sold in. It's sold. And it's sold well. It can't knock that. But then you got a game over in Japan. It ain't in Canada. It ain't in, the US. It ain't in Europe. It ain't in UK. It ain't in Germany. It's just in Japan. A game by the name of Monster Hunter 4. Nobody ain't talking about how crazy it's selling. With an install base of 12.5 3DS owners. This game sold 2.5 in 1 to 2 days. That's crazy too. That's selling at 19% of the install base bought the game in 2 days. That's even more impressive, maybe not even more, but that's still impressive. But you ain't heard no journalists, you ain't heard none of these folks talking about what Monster Hunter is doing. You don't hear about that, But look at this. Let's look at the online. You got all these people giving Grand Theft Auto 5 10s and perfect game. But it was supposed to have online. They delayed that, but let them have delayed that for the Wii U. Let it have been coming to the Wii U exclusive, and they delayed the online. I guarantee the game would have got knocked. Look at what the dude did to Rayman Legend over there at GameSpot. He knocked the game because of the gamepad features. He gave the Xbox 360 and PlayStation 4s 9s. He gave the Wii U an 8, and his reason was because of the Murphy stages. Look at this. Hip Hop Gamer, which won't even interview anybody at Nintendo, won't talk about nothing Nintendo make. Nobody was studying Rayman Legends. He plays the game and he reviews the game, but he reviews the game for the Xbox 360. Wait a minute. Wasn't this game originally created for the Wii U? Wasn't that the original system. That's what it came up on. Ain't these ports of why you not using the system that it was created for? Why are you using the port? It is a unified effort. Some purposely, some just naive, right? But nobody talked about Grand Theft Auto being delayed. Then nobody talked about Grand Theft Auto Online being horrendous. Not only was it delayed, but it's horrible. It's glitched up. You're losing players. You're losing saved players. You can't get into the game. You got to do all this weird stuff when you get in the game and don't know how long you're going to last in the game. But nobody is talking about this, but they'll talk about Batman Origin not having online for the Wii U, and that'd be a big deal. They'll talk about all that. People, it's a total straight up and down battle between Nintendo and this gaming industry. Now, with all that being said, I'm going to tell you why. The reason is because the gaming industry is tired of being in the shadow of Nintendo. That's what it boils down to. Say what you want to say. Even on Nintendo's worst day, they school the best that this gaming thinks they have to offer. You know, I don't care if it's coming from Sony. I don't care if it's coming from Microsoft. I don't care if it's coming from a third-party developer. Nintendo schools these people. I got a saying that I do I say on Twitter all the time. A hashtag where I say, Nintendo is gaming done right, because that's legit. Nintendo is a reminder of what gaming is about. See, they don't like Nintendo because when you look at Nintendo, it makes you wonder why you make games like Grand Theft Auto, why you got all this cussing and all this violence and all this stuff going on, why you got, picking up hookers, and that's all they want to do. Nintendo remind you that you can have fun without all that stuff and still have a quality game, because these people don't know how to make a game without guns, a game without hookers, a game without blood and gore and guts and blowing people's brains out. They don't know how to make a game without all that stuff and still be successful. Nintendo reminds them of that all the time. That seal of quality, that quality seal that Nintendo started with when they saved the industry back in the 80s. They tired of that. They want Nintendo to leave. I bet you any amount of money, if it was Sega still here and Nintendo was like Sega, nobody be fussing with Sega. But it's because Nintendo got Mario still representing. Nintendo got Zelda still representing. Nintendo got Donkey Kong still representing and going strong 20, 30 years after their creation. That's the problem. It's like this. I use this analogy, then I'm going to be done. It's like parents with rebellious children. That kid or them kids, they want to do their thing, but they parents are, upstanding parents who raised them right, and they got a standard and a way of doing things. But them kids want to be wild and rebellious, but their name carries a certain expectation. So they start rebelling and pushing away to set up their own expectation, their own standard, because they don't want to be held to the standard that their parents have set. That's the problem with these gamers. They want to feel justified. They want to feel good about all these violent games, nonsensical games that they make. All this shooting and violence and everything that go on in these games to keep people coming back, because, that's the only thing that's going to keep them coming back. Because there's something about a person that can sit there and blow people's brains out all day long, and that's all the type of games that they want to play. I'm just being real. I told you I'm getting off on my rant. But it's another thing when you see a game like Mario, a game like Zelda that don't depend on violence and don't depend on sex and don't depend on all these different things, and it can still sell 20 to 30 million and still be relevant 30 years after it was created. That's crazy, right? That's the problem, people. They tired of being in Nintendo shadow. They tired of being reminded of what gaming is all about. It ain't got nothing to do with power. It ain't got nothing to do with specs. It ain't got nothing to do with install base. It has everything to do with you remind us of what this thing is all about, and we can't duplicate what you do. And we got to depend on gimmick, sex, gimmick, violence, gimmick, guns, and all this to get our game sold. And you guys don't. Get out the industry so we can feel good about what we do. Now, that was 19 or something minutes. So I'm done. Like, subscribe, and keep following your boy. Share this video. If you don't agree, hit that thumbs down. If you do agree, hit that thumbs up. Leave a comment. And this is your boy signing out. 20 minutes on the Dizot. 22, 23, 20. Anyway, deuces!